Hey everyone, welcome back to See You Next Thursday. I am Willow of Pixie Retreats,
And I'm Tree.
and today we were just going to talk about this notion of harnessing momentum as it relates to the law of vibration and the law of attraction.
Well, when we talk about the law of attraction, many of us are focusing on the idea that like attracts like. And because we know that what we think and what we feel, we are drawing it into our experience. So, however, there's another powerful force at play, which is momentum. And it's the energy that builds when we we're consistently focusing on a particular thought, emotion,
Wherever we're putting our
desire. And basically, it's what propels the law of attraction forward.
Yeah.
And that's basically, it's also deeply connected to the law of vibration. So the momentum is basically the energy. It's like the train, coming
building.
along and it's gathering
Look.
speed. And wherever we're putting our attention towards what we want, what we don't want, whatever it is gaining momentum towards that thought, that feeling, that desire, that emotion.
Yeah, it totally. So let's kind of back up just a teeny and we'll kind of start with the law of vibration. This law states that everything in the universe, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritual, vibrates at a particular frequency. So our thoughts, our emotions, and our beliefs, they're no different. They're falling in line with that as well. And they each have their very own unique vibrational frequency. So our thoughts are, so basically the higher our thoughts are, the more positive our thoughts are, the higher our vibration is. And the more that we align with positive experiences, that higher that vibe is, the higher that frequency is. And conversely, the lower our vibration is, the lower our frequency is, and those lower vibes we're drawing to us. So this is where actually the momentum starts to come into play. The more consistently we vibrate at a certain frequency, the more momentum we are creating around that vibration. So if I'm focusing on, say, like appreciation, joy, love, these kinds of things, these are of the higher frequencies. And so I'm going to be drawing more of this kind of stuff to me. The momentum is going to build up and build up and build up, and that's going to pull more of those kinds of same higher frequency experiences, people, jobs, whatever, to me. So yeah, it's like we really need to consider how and what we're aligning ourselves with, because that's the momentum that we're building.
Well, that's the thing, that momentum works in both directions. So if we're focusing on fear, doubt, frustration, we're vibrating at a lower frequency. And momentum begins to build around that. And you can find, I definitely find that I kind of take it moment to moment, because I can be up here and then I can be down here and I could be somewhere in the middle, and it just really depends. Recently I was rear-ended in a car accident in Portland visiting, and had a really great trip, and driving down the street, and felt the momentum of a car coming as I was driving, wasn't stopped, and sensed it, felt it, saw it coming in the rear view, and I knew this person was going to slam into me. And he did. And subsequently, it's been several weeks now, I'm dealing with a lot of discomfort and neck and back pain, and like doctor's appointments and physical therapy and everything like that. So my momentum it's been a little shifty, because I'm uncomfortable. And not wanting to, look at it in toil in the why, or, all of that, and just look at it as like, wow, I really feel really super supported here in Charleston with all of the care that I'm getting. and all of the ways that things are opening up to help support my healing.
Well, you
And
were also saying too when you were there, because I wasn't in Portland, I was here. You were saying when you were there after the accident happened that, what I was hearing from you was that your momentum, you didn't allow the momentum to take you into the negative. One of the things that you said to me, and you said it a few different times, was that this accident, based on how it happened, where it happened, the time of day that it happened, it could have been so much worse. And that you kept saying that you felt so protected.
I
that
did.
You felt protected.
Because
And
they say,
so,
well, are there really accidents? And technically, yes, it was an accident. I wasn't at fault. He slammed into me. And at the same time, when it happened, I was visiting Portland. I hadn't been there in 2 years. I'd lived there for 15 years. I was super excited. I was seeing friends. I had limited time to see XYZ throughout my time there. And I was determined to see my friends. Shout out Mel and Ashley, Piper, Blaine. And I was determined to see them. So I wasn't going to let this accident, even though it really kind of jacked me up,
yeah, you're definitely
ruin my
dealing.
time,
Yeah.
ruin my time there, and, define my experience. So I just kept it moving. But it was interesting because I did feel that like literal energy coming, not just, our consciousness and stuff. Maybe I did feel his energy like creeping up on me really fast, slammed into me. My point is that I've been doing my best to just focus on my healing and focus on like showing up and doing, the exercises and whatever, and not drawing too much attention, hopefully, to the fact that, yes, I'm in pain and discomfort, and like not wanting to like make it a thing every moment, talking about it, because it's just like, it's already happening. So I'm sitting, I'm standing, I'm walking, it's there, I'm dealing with it. But anyway, so that's the frustration momentum piece. But honestly, I felt that I felt truly supported. The accident could have been so much worse, from the kind of car that I ended up driving to, the way that it all played out. I felt supported. Did I get injured? Yes, I did. But I could have been much worse off. So, and with what I'm, dealing with here in Charleston with the care that I'm getting, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know where to start. And I'm just kind of moving through the motions right now and being guided, basically.
It's so interesting. I was thinking about this the other day, and it's like we get these bodies. This is like on this earth at this point in time, each one of us, we get these bodies that we come into, and it's like we don't really even know how to really use them, is how it feels to me. Like, it's like there's all these universal laws, and then we've got this body, and it's like I feel like right now for me, I'm learning how to tune in to these kinds of ideas and notions so I can figure out how best to move through my life with things like momentum and the law of attraction and vibration and correspondence and assumption. And it's like, and being delusional. It's it's like none of us gets a manual on how to actually utilize this amazing car. It's like our essence is in this vehicle.
It's a practice, and all of it, we learn how to utilize it by shit happening.
Yeah, kind of.
And so, yeah, I don't want to stay in that state of feeling like yesterday I had an MRI and like it was super intimidating. The machine is ginormous and it's very loud, and I had a double one, and I've wanted to cry, so it felt like just overwhelmed, but I don't want to stay in that state. So it's just, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm going to shift the momentum.
Well, I mean,
and, I think of it like pushing a snowball up or down a hill, actually. At first, the snowball is small and it's moving slowly. But as it rolls, it's gathering more snow, and it's getting bigger, and it's gaining speed. And
which is, in essence, momentum.
That's momentum. Or like if you're in San Francisco and you're out one of those steep hills, and like you picture your car, if you don't have that brake on, you're going to shoot down there like a rocket down those steep hills. That's the momentum building.
And it's like the idea, I mean, it's really why we need to be so aware and conscious of our choices and the things that we're thinking about, because the momentum can really get going. It's like, like when you get into an argument with somebody, as one person saying another thing, and then, like say we get into an argument, it's easier to use the two of us, and like I say something snappy or nasty, and then she says something back nastier and snappier. It's like that back and forth is creating a momentum that really probably neither one of us really wants. But it's so much harder to stop something when it's moving at, like she was using the example of going down one of the hills in San Francisco. It's like, when it first starts, or the snowball, it's slow. It's not this big, it's not this like this fast trajectory moving. But the more it goes,
Well,
the bigger it gets, and the momentum becomes that much more strong. And it's really, really hard to stop momentum when it's moving at a pace like that. The only thing you can do at that point, if you're wanting to stop it, is either take a nap or completely get off of where you were and onto something that's a better topic.
Direction.
Or walk a different direction. For sure.
But the more you focus on a thought, positive or negative, the more powerful it becomes. So eventually it's carrying you.
Yeah.
And so I think especially if you find yourself in the same scenario, say you find yourself in the same debate or argument, whatever you want to call it, and you know where it's going to go. If you say X and the next person says Y, and you're going to say Z, and then it's going to be
well, that's
chaos.
like sequence and consequence.
Yeah,
where you know what the sequence is. If you've done it with this person,
do you really want to go there?
Do you want that consequence of maybe not speaking to somebody for a month?
So you can stop the
whatever.
momentum and just zip it, or walk away, or change the subject, or whatever it is. It is a choice.
Sit down and do a 3-minute meditation.
So the momentum is it's the same as like the car speeding up at me and crashing into me that I felt. It's the same with the energy that
of our thoughts, of our words,
and how it builds, and how we can work ourselves up into this like state because we're worried or we're fearful. And 9 times out of 10, those fears and worries and stuff don't even play out. We just, the anxiety takes over, and we just go down this like this torrential like path of just like personal destruction.
I mean, I can't help but say it again. It's like a sequence and a consequence where, there's somebody in your life that you consistently play out the same storyline with. It's like, in order for that to change, we have to change it. You know what I mean? We have to choose, like, I don't know, I've got a certain person in my life that whenever we get on the phone together, it's like it tends to go this certain kind of direction that's really negative to me. And I love this person, and I find that what I usually have to do is just get really quiet so that it fizzles out. Like I'm not giving it any, I'm not giving this other person who I love and care about, and I want to be able to connect with, every at least once a week. This person means that much to me. But, every time we get on the phone together, I swear to God, it goes this direction. It's like this storyline plans out that's so old and tired. And really the best thing that I can do in that picture is treat this person the way that I want to be treated, and to not give what they're talking about any fuel or energy.
Well, you can remember that momentum is a tool that you can use, and you can slow it down. You can redirect it. You can consciously build it into the direction of your desires. It's something that you can work with if you think about it. It's not just. I mean, it's a verb.
It's action. It's totally action.
And it's also, it can be internal, it can be external, it can be in real time, it can be just all in our subconscious and our consciousness. So by harnessing the power of vibration and attraction through momentum, you become the creator of your reality. So the energy you choose to focus on, whether it's joy, love, abundance, whether it's something opposite of that, lower on the emotional guidance scale, whatever it is, it grows, it expands. It's, what's the word? Yeah, we've been saying, what's the word we've been saying lately? Expands. I can't think of the word we've been saying lately.
Oh
But
my God, that makes me so
you know what I'm
crazy when I
saying?
can't remember the word. I don't know what you're
Oh,
saying. I
anyhow,
want to
it's
give you
like
the word.
expanding. It's just taking something and expanding it. So if we want to take something and expand it, then we want to think that let's expand something that's more positive and for our well-being. So for me, like I'm injured, I'm super uncomfortable sitting here, and and I'm comfortable too. Like physically, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm expanding the notion that I'm going to physical therapy and shortly, and it's going to feel super good. And we're on our 369 cleanse again, and I know that that's very hydrating for my system, and it like helps with any inflammation, and that's very positive. And so
Yeah.
I'm taking in lots of like really beautiful hydrating foods and eating more regularly, and that's super helpful. And so focusing on the things that are helping me to expand and feeling more positive about the current state of affairs that I'm maneuvering through. But yeah.
You're doing a really good job, I gotta
Thanks.
say. You really are. It's like, I think with the state of how you're feeling, how your body is feeling, I mean, your back is jacked up, your neck is jacked up, your brain is a little jacked up right now, too. And so, and I really, it's like, I don't really feel like what I'm getting from you is stoicism. I think you're just really consciously, at least what I'm viewing is I'm viewing somebody really consciously thinking about things like harnessing the momentum, thinking about what you're putting out there, because truly, in the end, momentum is simply the universe responding to our vibrational output. So it's magnifying whatever we're already emitting. So why not send out a frequency of everything that we want as opposed to what we don't want? Do you know what I mean? What do you think about that?
Co-creating
Yeah. We're
the
on,
reality that we want.
yeah, I mean,
know?
that's what I was saying, when I was saying earlier, it's like we get these bodies and it's like, and these brains, and it's like we don't even really know how to use them. It's so interesting. And then we find ourselves in these time frames of like suffering or pain or heartache or whatever. And it's like we have this opportunity to
Well, you learn
tap
it's that
into
you
a new
learn so much
piece.
more about your body in those
I
instances.
think so. I do. I think so too.
Different parts, different words, different movements. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
I've learned quite a lot in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. It's really, seriously, you have. So, anyways,
Thanks for tuning in.
thank you for
to
tuning in to,
Momentum.
to momentum, harnessing momentum as it relates to the law of vibration and the law of attraction. And if you liked this video, please hit that like and subscribe button and even share. So we will see you next Thursday. Thanks again, everyone.
Get you some.
Get you some.